Today, today we have got a very special guest with us, Sir Allan J. Enriquez. He has been a yoga teacher under Yoga Alliance since 2020. He learned Vinyasa from Pranalaya Yoga in Bombay City, Philippines, Hatha and Ashtanga from SSB Yoga Ashram in India. He currently teaches his discipline online. Enriquez has been a fitness coach since 2015 and is a certified fitness instructor for Muay Thai, running, and Total Fit. Not only that, he's also a certified myofascial release practitioner. Besides teaching online, he manages he manages marketing and sales for fitness, yoga, and wellness studios in Philippines. We are very honored to have you, sir, and sorry for the commotion. I'm really sorry. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So let me just, okay. So I'm already on my spotlight. Good afternoon to everyone. And I would like to request for everyone to engage. If you're on your laptops or on your mobile screens, I would suggest that you type in your comments. And may I ask for the very first question would be, what are your expectations, or what is your goal in this self-care practice tonight or this afternoon? So just let me know. Do not be shy, everyone. So anyone can, this would help me gauge and channel the energy in this group. So just do not be afraid to share your thoughts on or your expectations on this workshop. Go ahead. I hope you can hear me though. Just let me know if you cannot hear me.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
All right. Okay.
I think we've got our response. Khushi is saying loving the self.
Mm-hmm. All right. For anyone else, before we begin this workshop.
So I think, sir, the whole point of organizing sessions in sync is for, activities, whether it's physical, mental, or well-being. And we're a club which is pretty much oriented towards yoga.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, right. I just wanted to introduce myself. Like, please correct me if I mentioned your name incorrectly, if I pronounced your name incorrectly. I'm from Manila, Philippines, and although I have talked with a lot of the locals of coming from Bangalore, coming from New Delhi, when I was working in a bank. So before I delve into fitness and yoga, I work in an international bank talking with a lot of Asian counterparts, and one of them is India. And so most of them are from Bangalore and New Delhi, because I was a programmer. I'm still a programmer, by the way. And for everyone, you'll be surprised. I know this is, correct me if I'm wrong, if your course is economics or what? Is this like a various courses?
Yeah, there are various courses, the people from various courses.
All right, so I graduated statistics for my undergrad, and my grad I graduated for my master's with business administration. So basically, I'm trying to go around things. And you will notice that when it comes to self-care, I know you guys came from an exam, right? Is that correct? And most of you are at home, yes? So wherever you are right now, find a comfortable position. We shall start. Find a comfortable spot in your house, maybe on your bed, on your chair, or if you're on your mat, then go ahead, stay and sit on your Sukhasana or easy seated pose. And maybe your half lotus or lotus, whatever it is that you are comfortable with. And we shall begin. And whatever you're holding right now, could you please drop it beside you in the meantime? And when you're ready, you may place your hands on your lap, on your knees. And begin circling your shoulders outwards or to the back. Go ahead. We are now beginning and we have started this self-care work. And you may softly gaze downwards. When you're ready, you may close your eyes. Try not to be shy and try not to close your cameras. And feel the energy, feel the prana of the group today. Slowly place your right hand on top of your chest, your left hand on top of your belly. And begin noticing your breath, tuning in with your breath. Allow your shoulders to rise for every inhale. Allow it to fall for every exhale. Setting your intentions for this afternoon. And let's try to count 4 times or 4 breaths, inhaling. And from 4, counting down to 1, exhaling. And we begin. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to your regular breathing. And coming back to center, slowly place your hands down. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. Welcome back to your space. And welcome again. My name is Allan, and you may call me Teacher Allan, Coach A, whatever you wanted to call me. And I am so honored and blessed to be invited basically in a different continent, because most usually my clients are coming from Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, of course, and parts of in the US. And this is the first time that I reached India, and I am very, very much excited to see all of you. Please excuse me if I switch my views here. I'm using my mobile as my camera, and here I'm using my laptop for presentation. All right. So I have my mic here. So for those of you who are tech savvy, then probably you would understand me. There's a lot of you, especially for how do you call yourselves now? Gen Z or Y, or what you call now? I am an old millennial, by the way. So excuse me, and you can actually visit I'll let you know later on where you can reach me. And thank you so much to Sync Club or Sync Organization for this opportunity, especially the ones who are hosting this afternoon's practice. All right. So I studied under Vinyasa, Hatha, and Ashtanga. And maybe some of you, I actually ask is it safe to assume that, is it okay to assume that most of you have practiced yoga or have been practicing yoga since birth? And basically, the host said that no, not everyone. So that is quite a surprise to me, and maybe thank you for enlightening me to that point. While I haven't, or after a year of practicing yoga, as a teacher, as a yoga teacher, I haven't memorized all of the Sanskrit names of the poses, but I'm very much into queuing. So if you kids are very much into queuing, you would know, especially we are now going towards online. And so we need to have more of the verbal cues, not just our, what you call this, when it comes to touching or assisting with the touch, right? So we're used to assisting our students, our clients, and now it's all verbal. And so therefore, we need to be more vocal about it. However, and this is where I come in, and we are now in a shared trauma experience because of the pandemic. And I'm not in the position maybe to know how is the environment in your place. Here in Metro Manila, we are in level 2 of the quarantine. And while we maintain about 1,000 cases on a daily basis, I know that in some other parts of the world, they are still trying to recover. And maybe some of you or some of us have experienced firsthand having a loved one suffering from the virus, from COVID. And while most of us are trying to concentrate on our studies, or on the things that we wanted to do, at the back of our minds, at the back of our heads, we have this notion of who am I and what can I still contribute in these troubled times, right? So if you have a notebook, a spare notebook right now, please take them out. So this is a very interactive workshop, all right? So I hope I won't just see your faces nodding. So I hope I can see you like writing down and jotting down. And this is, if you guys are familiar with journals or diaries or maybe a blog, maybe if you're techie, then probably you could just pull out that Evernote or the notepad and just write and doodle. Because what I wanted to ask, what is the word that you are thinking right now? Maybe your exam. Maybe your what you will eat tonight. Or what you'll watch later. Or maybe what would you want to achieve? Right? And the question is, do you still dream? Or do you still have a dream that you wanted to achieve? And you guys may ask, how old are you in this group? Around 15 to 20 or about 15 to 18 or maybe younger?
Oh, I guess we all are 17.
17.
Yeah,
All right.
17 plus. Everyone is 17 plus. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. And this is basically my room. And this is where I teach. This is where I practice. This is where I post all of my Instagram photos. And this is where I do my fitness coaching as well. But know that if you don't have a place that you would say it's safe and you would want to say that you're comfortable, your assignment here would be to find a place that you would feel comfortable, and not just your bed, not just your bedroom, but a place that you would say, maybe your altar, if you have one, probably you have, or if not, anywhere else, maybe your backyard, your garden. Try to identify and think, where can you connect to yourself and probably own it and say, this is my comfort space, comfortable space. Maybe you wanted to say, like for example, before, my safe space is a thinking couch in a Starbucks coffee shop. And that's quite, it's quite noisy, I know. But somehow, some of you may agree that sometimes in the midst of this noise, you feel like you're safe. You feel like you are protected. So find that spot in any place that you wanted. And that is where you want to go back whenever you feel this unidentified anxiety, stress, depression. Since most of you are 17 years old, and my question is, do you have access? And not everyone has this. Do you have access to a counselor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist? Because sometimes all you need is either a stranger or someone would just listen to you all the time without judgment. And, you know, because we are born as humans, we have this negative bias. And I know for a fact that you are getting worried, what did I not do in my exam a while ago? Or maybe, what did I miss? Is this correct? Is this wrong? If the perfectionist in you would say, I think my essay is not long enough. Maybe, right? Or maybe my logic is not the same as my teacher's logic. Or worse, what would others say about me? Who am I right now? Am I contributing? Am I doing something with a purpose? Am I living with a purpose? And when you're in your age, you feel like you are in a rat race. If you're fond of reading, try to grab the book Who Moved My Cheese, right? And there's also The Living, Loving, and Learning by Leo Buscaglia. That's a very good book as well. And of course, those of you who love English, probably you've read The Little Prince, right? So if you're familiar with those things, it's a good thing to read back. And so a while ago, we did a simple meditation, tuning into your breath. Remember, yoga is not asana. It's not just asana, right? So you have the Ashtanga, the 8 limbs of yoga. And what we did is not just the dhyana, the meditation. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Again, this is coming from what I learned, and I know you guys, of course, either most of you know Sanskrit, of course. And then there's pranayama. There is breathing, right? And while in the Western world, and again, even in our country, in the Philippines, sometimes the basis of a good yoga teacher or a good yoga student is to get those, very Instagram ready worthy poses or asanas. And guess what? By anatomy, all Indians have great proportions. That's why either you are hypermobile or you can actually bend forward without saying ouch. Because I'm a short guy, all right? I'm 5'3". So probably you'll be laughing. Oh my God, he's old and he's short. Because in the Philippines, I am in the average height. But you probably you're in your 5'6" to 5'9". But then again, you guys have good proportions, meaning to say your proportion of your upper limbs, your torso, and your lower limbs, that you can actually do your lotus without hurting your joints. Yeah? While I have studied my anatomy, basically my hip joint, the hip opening of my hip joint is in front. That's why it's easier for me, but not everyone, especially for men who have narrow hip joints, right? But I'm going some other way around with yoga. But my point is, if you think of yoga as just the poses themselves, the asanas, then you've missed the point, right? Remember the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, of Sage Patanjali. And this is like a pop quiz. If you're familiar with the Yoga Sutras, what is the first Yoga Sutra? Go ahead, write it down. Well, I cannot promise a prize, but for anyone who's familiar with the Yoga Sutras, this is a pop quiz. Anyone? All right. So I guess everyone's shy. I'm still shy on this. The that yoga is the practice of yoga begins now, right? And we are called to be in the moment. And the what is happening, especially as kids, we worry about the future and we dwell too much in the past that we forget living in the present. So maybe if you have your journal, then take down notes. And that is where our story will begin, right? So I'm gonna share screen. All right. So I hope you can see this well. So, and this is quite easy. You will always say, whenever you hear about self-care, and if you have like an input of the list on your left side that is not there, then go ahead, contribute and write it down or type it down. Because self-care can be asking for help. Basically, when you guys reach out to me, that is already a sample of self-care because you are brave enough to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with not knowing about anything, about everything, but simply ask for help, right? Spending time alone. And most of you who are introverts or ambivert, meaning to say you can be both extrovert and outgoing or doesn't want to, doesn't want to mingle with others. It's good to have your time alone, and that is maybe in your library, in the park, just walking with your heads, with your eye. Okay, what do you call that? Oh gosh, I'm old. When you put down your headphones, your Bluetooth what's this? Headphones there. And that is just okay. Or maybe if you're an aspiring artist, maybe you're writing songs, maybe you're writing poems, maybe you're writing a letter to a loved one, or maybe to a crush. And that's normal. Or maybe you're just blogging, or maybe you're just vlogging, right? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. But anyway, that's too much already fancy, especially here in the Philippines. There's a lot of influencers. Anyway, next is asking for what you need. Here is another question. And you can actually doodle and write things on your journal or your notebook or your spare notes. Do you know what you need from what you want, or what you want from what you want to what you need? Because sometimes you feel like my parents not listening to me, my teammates are not listening to me. I feel like no one's listening to me, but actually they are listening to you. But you always feel that you're being attacked. So what do you really need right now? And this is where our reactions would come in place. If you are into stoicism, usually only, and this is a suggestion, and this is so hard especially for those who love controlling things. Try to control only what you can control. And those things that you cannot, let the world decide. is that not, that's easy enough? But that's the question that I give back to you, my dear students. I feel like a teacher now. I'm very sorry if I sound like an elder brother or maybe an old professor. Anyway, there. Next is setting boundaries. This is also a question for those of you. So in Tagalog, in Filipino, we call it pakikisama. So there is the different dictions or intonations. Pakikisama is being getting along in a group. And there is pakikisama, meaning to say you're being you're getting to the bad influence of things. So the question is, when do you set your boundaries? And this includes yourself, your friends, guess what? Your parents. I know these are all harsh truths tonight, all right? Just let me know if this is too much, then just write it down. Hey, teach A, that is too much for me to comprehend right now. And also your school. Because maybe, here's a question, or maybe raise a hand or type in a hand emoji, raise your hand. Whenever there's a message in your messenger, wherever it may be, where a messenger platform, whether it's a Facebook Messenger, Telegram, WhatsApp, everything, right? Who scares you the most? Is it your teacher, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your parents, right? And how do you set your boundaries? Because me, I took down all the notifications. I silent them because it triggers me. It triggers me whenever I receive a message. And I feel like it's my responsibility to answer or to reply back easily. But sometimes it shouldn't be the case. So find time to go back to you. And there you see saying no. When was the last time you said no? And this is in general. Oh, let's go out. Or maybe let's go watch movies. Are you allowed to go out, or is it still locked down in your place? So maybe you have this. So what we call in Filipino, letter E and then numan, inuman, meaning to say it's like an electronic meet-up or e-meeting where we watch the same movie and then react the same time. So we can it's a good thing. But if you feel like you needed a place, you needed to go back, to retreat to yourself, know that it's not at all wrong to say no, right? Forgiving yourself. And this is too much. Whenever there's a retreat or a recollection, right? And you write those palanca letters. When was the last time that you did or you've written down a palanca letter? Or are you familiar with the palanca letter, guys? Please let me know. Okay, the palanca letter is like a letter to your classmates. You come in for a retreat, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna send this to your friends or whatever or whoever, and then you're gonna say everything because it's the last day today, or maybe you're not gonna meet each other again. And that's where you start letting go, right? And most of us, sorry, let me correct myself. Most of kids, most of you guys, sorry, I'm a disillusioned adult here, that you feel like you're still holding back some things finally, you need to take a step back. Sometimes things are too overwhelming. Maybe at this point, what I say is too much. That's why all you do is nod, and no one's actually being participative because you feel like, oh my God, who's this guy from this other side of the world? And what do I do in return? And this is natural. You're not being participative because you're trying to take a step back and trying to create those boundaries. So kudos to you for practicing, right? Now, we talk about mental health. We always associate mental health as like a mental health problem, say anxiety, depression, PTSD, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder, or maybe what do you call this? OCD or ADHD. But there's such a thing as emotional mental health, psychological mental health, your social well-being. It affects how we, right, I couldn't see. Wait a moment. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. So know that that's why I go back to, do you have access to your counselor? Right? If you feel like you needed someone to talk to, and yes, you can send a message to me later on, maybe. But please don't ask for money because I don't have to. You can ask about things. And you know what? I have a friend in US. I haven't met them yet physically, but we've been catching up and sharing things like, what am I doing right now? What are the things that you worry about right now? Sometimes it's easier to share rather than to your friends, maybe your loved ones, maybe your parents, because you're too shy or maybe too afraid of your parents, or maybe your brother or your sister, or maybe your professor or your teachers or mentors, right? That's a mouthful. I promise that we will have, do you still, I know I might go over time. Just let me know if this is too much already to handle. And to the host, please ping me. Sorry. So what are your motivations? We talk about yoga, and like I already mentioned this a while ago. You think of yoga as something aesthetic, and that means only asanas, right? Remember, we go back to the Ashtanga, the 8 limbs of yoga, and we have the what? Let's do a pop quiz. Come on, give me a. I wanted to see your participation in this. I asked the host if, oh my God, what is happening to me? Wait, one moment. I'm panicking here. There's the chat. And I still have from Kushi, loving the self. No one's been sending me anyone. What is like the first two? Are you familiar with the 8 limbs of yoga? Yes or no? If no, so we have the yamas and niyamas, right? So the yamas is the what? I know you should know this because you know better than I am how to translate the Sanskrit. Come on, guys. Please don't let me just talk here. So we have the yamas, we have the self-constraints, and then the niyamas. Or maybe I don't see the chat. Where is the chat? Yeah, right. Okay. And we have the niyamas or the observations. Of course, the pranayama breathing. We have the asanas, the poses, dhyana, dharana. Oh gosh, please help me. Anyone. I might forget something, right? So that is something that I would suggest. Try to go back to what you know of about yoga. And do not worry, we'll do another, this time a pranayama technique that I will teach everyone on how to catch yourself again. Okay. Next is the balance. What is balance for you? Is it just like the tree pose? Is it just like the standing forward fold? Oh my God, I forgot that. Is that the only thing? Or is it the balance between yourself, your empathy to others, meaning to say how you communicate with others, and how you set your boundaries, right? And of course, fitness. Now, yoga in itself, the asanas is already a workout. And what is our stress hormones go down and endorphins are being produced because of working out or even just moving. Remember, a 15 to 30-minute workout or a practice or just meditation will help us regulate our nervous system, right? So again, this is so mouthful for you. Please excuse me if this is too much or TMI or too much information, right? So let me just stop my sharing. And we shall begin with a sitting meditation. So go ahead, encourage everyone to open your cameras. Go ahead. Don't leave me. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being sport about this, right? So for those of you who have problems with their tailbone, meaning say the bottom of their sit bones or their glutes or their buttocks, then kindly place a block or a pillow underneath your hips, right? And this would help you in this Sukhasana or easy seated pose, right? If you don't have and you are sitting on your chair, like I can see everyone sitting on their chair right now, try to remove your slip-ons, your slippers, your sandals, your shoes. If you have socks, then please remove them. I'm giving you like 5 to 10 seconds to set and please place your feet, your bare feet on the ground, right? This time, we will try to communicate with ourselves, with our thoughts, right? And slowly close your eyes when you're ready. When you're ready, closing your eyes, and you've closed your eyes. Acknowledge your thoughts. And slowly let go. This time, as you breathe in and out of your nose, what are you feeling right now? Are you happy? Are you tired? Are you sleepy? Are you angry? Are you nervous? Are you upset? And slowly identify the body parts that seems off. Maybe you feel some pain, or maybe any tingling effect. Maybe your joints, the back of your neck, maybe the crease between your brows, your shoulders, your lower back, maybe your ankle. Now with that feeling in your body and with that emotion that you feel right now, identify what caused it. And when you have identified it, or the person, the event, or maybe just the feeling, what is it that you're holding on to it? Now slowly have your palms form a ball center of your chest. And imagine a ball. Place that emotion, place that person or event, place that body part that seems to be off. Now, with this safe distance, try to widen the gap between your hands, between your palms, and see the event, that feeling enlarge, and acknowledge it. How does it feel? Are you worried? And this time, try to enclose it in a small ball. And finally, squeeze and place your palms together until you've let go, or maybe squeezing that pain away, that feeling. And maybe if you're happy or you're joyful or you're elated, try to absorb it through your arms, up to your shoulders, to your body, to your entire body. And when you're ready, slowly come back to your regular breathing and open your eyes. Come back to your space. Welcome back. And this is also called Tai Chi, what we did a while ago, or Qigong, if you're familiar. For those of you who have done some electives on Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine, and that is the prana or the energy field that we feel or we felt. It is also a mindfulness meditation. And at the same time, acknowledging what we feel like we are still stuck, right? That is a big question to everyone. Now, and I hope before I leave you guys, and I actually went over time now. This is all called Kapalabhati, or the breath of fire. Are you familiar with that? And this is when you are overwhelmed, right? And can we do 2 parts of 8 counts when we inhale, and then throwing it on your exhalation forcefully with your nose, right? 8 counts, that's 2 rounds. And then finally 16 of 1 round, right? So go ahead, lengthen your spine, sit upright. And it's really good. I was hoping that we can practice, but teacher A is just too talkative. Maybe if you could invite me for a second chance, maybe we can practice a little bit of vinyasa or hatha or ashtanga. So go ahead. Let's, I will talk about later the scientific explanation with what is happening with our brain and our lungs. So go ahead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Allow your chest to puff and your belly and diaphragm to go up. Exhale, going down. Ready for inhalation and exhalation. And finally, we begin. Inhale and go back to your regular breathing. That is quite easy for everyone. Let's do another round. And my snot just went out there. All right, I'm just making you smile. All right, you're being too serious. Okay, again, inhale and ready. And come back to your regular breathing. Now you feel like there's a deafening sound in your ear, or maybe that coughing, or maybe just some catching of your breath, or maybe some drying effect on the top of your soft palate, right? At the back of your tongue. Now, can we try the 16 counts? All right. You can close your eyes and try to focus, or maybe just look directly, not to the camera, but at the blank space, right? Something that is not moving, your drishti. Oh, wow. I love this. I love saying Sanskrit terms to Indian kids. Yay. Thank you so much. So let's begin. Inhaling and come back to your regular breathing. Oh my God, maybe when you open your eyes, there are white spots. Can you grab your glass of water, right? And go ahead, drink up. This is regulating our vagus nerve, or the nerve that helps us regulate our nervous system. And since I am recorded, you can go back and just Google everything what I just said, right? Everything is so scientific, or maybe too ordinary for you to understand. Now, this is the lack of oxygen that is in your brain, to the point when you exhale. And guess what? When you're doing your Nadi Shadana, is that the correct, is that how I I should pronounce it? The alternate nose breathing, that would also help in allowing your breathing to come back, or for your regular breathing. And last one, I'm gonna, before I let you go, I know this is too much, and thank you so much for your time, your effort, your patience, everyone. If you want, you can pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. Go ahead. And then create that clamp. I hope you can see me. So create a letter C, a sign language for letter C, right? And then you can feel that there's this particular vein that goes out right now. Yes, can feel that. Yes. And then slowly from the bottom of your ear, slide those 4 fingers down. And you can feel that stress. Oh my gosh. Again, let's inhale. One more time. And as you exhale, slide it down. Oh, wow. Teach A, can we do the back of our neck? Yes. So reach for the C3 of your cervical spine. That's quite scientific, but where your hair or the edge of your, oh my God, what do you call that? The line of your hairline ends, goes down, right? And then bow down as you slide your fingers down, all the way down. So again, look up and then go down. And that would really feel good. Can we do the other side? Last one, promise. And everything is quite somatic or something like very touch-worthy. So again, find that vein. And then from the bottom of your ear, slide your 4 fingers down to the center of your clavicle or your collarbone. Go ahead, one more time. Then last one, the back of your neck, all the way down as you look forward. And then down again. And then slide it all the way down. Ah, you feel like brand new, right? So drink up. Thank you so much. And let me just thank, okay, I hope I won't murder your name. Ushma, is that correct? Wherever you are, whoever you are, is that correct?
Yeah, Ushma.
Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you so much for helping me out here. I hope you learned something from this experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like, this is the first time 𝒐𝒏 has ever got international instructor on board. And thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing your knowledge, experience, and information, all those information with us, all the students. I hope it has helped each and every one. And we all had a good time.
I mean, the usual yoga sessions we have are quite, ekdam aisa religious, and we have to ekdam be concentrated. But this session, we were actually laughing and having fun along the process. So thank you so much, sir.
So does that mean that I would expect another invite from you guys? We can go serious if you wanted to practice Ashtanga or Hatha or Vinyasa. Just let me know. I'm just a DM away. Thank you so much, everyone.
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir, sure.
One sec. We have a VOT. I'll give it over to Dayan.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Diyan Shah from 𝒐𝒏. On behalf of HR College and the 𝒐𝒏 Club, I would like to thank you, Mr. Allan Ray, for gracing our event and helping us understand the importance of self-work, especially a little before our examination. I'm sure everyone over here Enjoyed the session, learned something new in the end. Lastly, I would like to thank all the volunteers and the participants because of whom this lecture was grateful. Lastly, we are hoping to have more such amazing sessions with you guys in the future. And once again, thank you, sir, for conducting this great event with the Singh Club of HR College. We are very grateful for it. This was really amazing self-care workshop. Thank you, sir.
Definitely. Thank you, Dayan. Thank you guys for attending. We'll be sending the feedback form. Please fill that as well. And yep, thanks guys. See you all around. Bye.